shall be the one who takes thou soul.
Anyway, want a banana? Banana? Hello YouTube! In this video, we're going to be talking about outfits. And it's so dark here, let's just go down here. Basically, outfits. Outfits are something like what you see in Arcane Odyssey. People have their own little themes, they have their own little hats and everything. And I'm going to show you some tips and tricks in making some. And I'll be showing you how to make this one specifically. This is a Grim Reaper style outfit. It looks very edgy, but also very cool because it's a Grim Reaper style. And I'll show you two versions of it. One, which is this is the one with headless, so it's very expensive, and I have a little crow, so it just matches so well. Another one is it has no seasonals in it, so it works just as good as this. So let's get to it. So to make this one, basically you're going to need these things. I've got right into equips. You want to make sure everything's on this, and you want wizard robes, which are black. You want wizard pants, which are black as well. Not the sorcerer robes, those are very different. These are the sorcerer robes, so they're like completely white, so you want the black colored ones. You want a mystic black hood, and then you want to put a headless, and it's just like this hood works so well. This is one of the best made hoods in the game. The front part is a bit weird, like this part, it's a bit weird looking, but it works just as fine. Like you can't really see it, you can't really notice it much. From far away, this thing looks very menacing, and by holding a weapon, well, especially the trident, it works even better. Now for the free version, or like the cheaper version, basically you want to basically switch the headless for 2 items. So that's what it looks like when you have the headless off. It looks very, very funny. Like you just look like, why am I here? So depressed. But basically, you want to change that for 2 things. One, if you can make it like this, is something called a blindfold. These are actually very rare. You can occasionally find them in merchant ships. I had to trade to get this one, and then I had to go and paint because it wasn't actually black, it was gray. And then I had to go to like the merchant ships to then dye it, and this is what it looks like. Once you put it on, it covers your eyes. And the reason why I want to cover our eyes is that we're gonna wear a mask, not this black omen mask. You can't even want to if you have this, but specifically the anonymous mask. If we can go to that, yeah, the mysterious mask. And this does a really good, like, it's almost, you can't really see it. It's like almost the exact same, a bit different, but it works just as well as headless. Although you can't have a crow, you can't wear any other hat, because basically all the 3 hats are made to completely cover your head. And this is just the free version. What we can also do is you can have the the blindfold be red to have red eyes, which looks even creepier. Or you can have the mask be a completely different color. So for example, we can have a white mysterious mask. And to me, that also looks just as scary, or like menacing, I guess. So you do you. You can also, another main thing about this is that you want to make sure you have torso off. This is actually what it looks like when you have torso on, and that, like, the belt here is actually very distracting. Like, it kind of breaks the whole aesthetic of it. And I have that off with a completely plain black shirt, and it just works really, really well. And if you want to change your outfit, you can just go to the tailor here. You can change, and you can just change it to whatever color you want. Next tip I want to talk about is, well, you can change your shirt type in the tailor. So this one is a bit more of a cooler one, I guess. This is about your shoulders, and you see a lot of navy ranks kind of have like a cool little shoulder thing, and this is just for that. So let me just change it again. Let's do black, and let's change it to a suit, because that's what like the navies basically have. And then what we can do is we can have a shoulder, like our shoulders be armored. So the way you do that is, well, obviously you have to have your torso off, and then you get like a very buff looking armor piece. So for example, we can use the titanium armor. This armor goes really well, and like it looks amazing, like by like a stand, like a, how do you say, like an armored shoulder type thing. It looks really good. Or you can use even like other things. So for example, we can use the centurion, Ravenna centurion armor. That also looks very buff. It looks really good. And you can use like the boss armors, like the boss armors as well. I don't actually have them on this slot, but like, yeah, you can use those. And you can also use like this, so Grey Warrior's coat. You can make your arms look really nice, and then from that you can actually add shoulder pads. So the shoulder pads that I want to talk about most is the dark leather shoulder pads. You get these like when you're low level, and these go really well. It makes your shoulder look much larger, and it looks very unique, if I do say so myself. And the best part about these is that these actually go really well with a lot of different like torsos. So for example, we can even wear the black fighter jacket, and you just look like a warrior ready to fight. It just looks so well. And not only can you do that, you can also make your arm just look way bigger by having more of these things. So this shoulder part is just for the shoulder, and then you can also add something just for your arm itself, which is the leather gauntlets. These aren't gloves. I mean, they are gloves, but like, yeah, I guess they are gloves. But the cool thing what they do is that they completely replace the bottom arm, the bottom half of the arm. So the cool thing about that is you can have a different armor piece completely. So for example, we can have the pirate captain's cloak, and it switches the arm completely to a normal arm with the pirate captain pauldrons, and it has skulls on them, so it looks really good. Another interesting thing is that you can use gloves, and gloves apply to like over the armor. So if I go ahead and find where the gloves are, there we go, there's your black gloves. It basically applies it over the armor. This one, it looks really weird, but let's try a different one. So on some of them it looks really good. So for example, we can do it on the business ones, and yeah, you look like a very fancy man. Or you can just, you know, wear it with like your iron armor, I think. Yep, it's like, it makes it look like a boxing glove. And the fun fact is that this also works on boxing gloves. So you can change your colors, like you can change your boxing glove colors using gloves. So whatever the color the gloves are, it will change the boxing glove color when you equip it. And yeah, it's just a really neat little feature that they added. Another one that many people know is that you can basically, you know, stack hats. So let's try stacking one type of hat. So let's say we go a full titanium armor set. So let's do the titanium chest piece makes you look very buff. Then you want to make sure you equip the bottom half, which they also look really buff. And this is where the fun parts come. Basically, what you can do is make sure you have your hair turned off, and we're gonna basically wear a helmet, which is we're gonna wear the titanium helmet, so it goes like the shading of it goes really well with the titanium set, because it's a full titanium set. There we go, hard titanium helmet. Then we can wear a black horn helm, and that like really adds to this helmet. And last thing is we can wear these hard steel pauldrons, and this is what I like to call as like just a warrior. This looks so good. Like it just looks very menacing. It looks very buff, so like you look very tanky basically. So if you run a very tanky build, this looks really well, or like really nice. And you can like it's just like you're just built with armor. And the cool thing about this is that if you don't want to see like your face there, you can, if you want to, wear the blindfold. which is right there. It does work somewhat, so it does cover your eyes, but it doesn't cover like the top half. So like if you look up, you can't see it, but like most of the time people can't see it. Or you can just, you know, wear headless and it works just as well. Like you basically can't see the head at all. You know, there's other ways you can use this, and yeah, it just like this armor set is really nice looking. So like I said, you can have the mask and the blindfold, and it kind of like works as it covers the eyes, but also, the other thing what it does is like it kind of adds like a band around the head. Because it's a blindfold, if you remove the hair, you can actually see it acts like a strap for the mask, and it makes sense. And you know, you can maybe wear some like shorter hair so that you can see the band. It looks well, but that's not the point I wanted to talk about most. This is just another little trick. Hair actually makes your hat have a different height depending on the hair. So let's say I wear the pirate hat. If you see properly, my hat is now resting directly on top of my head, and it has no seams whatsoever. But if I then equip my hair, it actually goes on top of the hair and not exactly where it was. It actually moved up by a lot. And this is a little trick that you can use to your advantage. So I had like a little outfit where I used the pumpkin. So I used a pumpkin, a purple pumpkin or blue pumpkin, doesn't really matter. I used a pumpkin, and I wanted to wear a scary hat. What do you call it? This, like the black spirit hat or the scary hat. I have one here. And the problem I ran into is that, as you can see, the pumpkin part stays out. Like it doesn't work well. It's like it doesn't fit. But what you can do, you can wear a type of hair that basically extends the height of the hat. So the one hair I remember wearing was this one. This was the one I remember wearing. And what that does is now you can barely see the hair. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, it's like you can barely see the hair. I think it's not this one, but like it's close enough. But basically what I'm saying is, look, the pumpkin isn't going through the hat, or the hat, yeah, the pumpkin isn't going through the hat. And you can use this thing in like different ways as well. So if instead of the pumpkin hat, let's say you have a fire arc sphere. This one is much taller, so let's try a taller bit of hair, I think. And oh, it looks like it doesn't work on this one. But yeah, so you can use this trick on basically like leveling how high your hat is. And sometimes it works really well. For the pumpkin case, it worked really well. And maybe in the future, when they add like more face masks, I guess it can work really well. Now this one is like more of like a set on its own. Basically, you want to use the fighter jacket. This fighter jacket, it has like abs basically, so like you look strong or stuff. And this goes really well with the musketeer hat, and it's very unique looking. I actually have this on a different slot, but it's brown color, so it looks even better. I'm wearing the black one, and this one goes on top of your hair. So with this hair, this looks really nice. And you can also change the pants if you want to something else. Doesn't really matter. I wear the sailor pants because, you know, brown on brown. But yeah, it looks really good. I really like this outfit. Now here is another famous, like more popular type outfit. I've seen many people use this. Basically, you want to get the seafarer's coat, which looks like this. So I have multiple colors. It's like level 50-ish, you can get it. And this is a really unique looking shirt, and this goes really well with the cowboy hat. It's kind of like a shirt that was like in Arcane Adventures. It's very similar, and this is on the outfit I had in Arcane Adventures, and it just looked really good back then. And this also goes really well with the cape. So you have multiple different types of cape, but I'm gonna use This one right here, the large black jacket, and this just looks really cool looking. You look like a professional cowboy. And have facial hair on. This is what I usually use on my outfits, but you can use it in your own way as well. You can make your own hats, and this combo, like jacket and this, goes really well. Or there's another type of shirt that you can use. It makes more sense basically. So if I go to that one, it's like you've taken off your jacket and put it behind you. It's these ones, the wanderer robes, and this is like, you can basically make a Captain Jack Sparrow type outfit, and I'm gonna try to do that in this video. So let's see what I can do. So the first thing we are gonna change is our hair, because Captain Jack Sparrow had long hair, not short like what we have. Then let's change our outfit. So let's remove the hat. Let's remove the large black jacket as well. Then we can put our headband, which is his famous durag, I think you call it. There's red durag for sure. We can then change his pants to something more like baggy pants, which is the sailor's boots. Or we can even use the mercenary boots. I think the mercenary boots will look better. They're much more baggy. Last but not least, we have to have his pirate hat. And they really need to add like more cooler looking pirate hats. The ones I just have is this one. But other than that, yeah. Let's get a close up on the right. And yeah, we have Captain Jack Sparrow in Arcane Odyssey. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, this looks pretty good. For last but not least, this is more of a blast of the past, like one very goofy looking one. Basically, you want to have the most craziest hair you can possibly imagine. We're gonna create the masterpiece that it is. First, you're gonna want the hat, any arc sphere. Then you're gonna want the eyes, the pop out eyes. Any of them works. I personally use the purple ones because they look the darkest. Doesn't really matter. And last but not least, it's very expensive but very worth it, this one. And then you have hair on top of that, with a very menacing looking chest and pants. Make sure they're on, and you have yourself Bob. He is the most menacing looking man in this universe. He will wreak havoc across all the land, and if you do not listen to him, well, you better expect no mercy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, leave a comment on what your favorite outfit from this video, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. I can't speak properly. Bye.